Triggered by the paper towel. It is my fault because I was talking about the bag he carries. This little. That's how it started. This is how it all shook out.
All right.
Ready?
I guess so.
Action. Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to the Reluctant Sisters podcast. This is a bi-weekly podcast about knitting, spinning, and sometimes other crafty things. I'm Adrienne. I'm the reluctant knitter.
I'm Sarah. I'm the reluctant podcaster.
And that's how we used to do things 500 years ago.
Yeah, maybe it's like not even bi-yearly.
Yeah, it is.
What's every 2 years?
I know. I think I'm going to say this is like the reboot. Welcome to the Reluctant Sisters podcast reboot, where we're older and
There's
better.
been a pandemic.
And better for it, by the way. Anyways, we're deciding to do this thing again and see how it goes this time. Anyway, that's it. This is a podcast. This is a crafty podcast. It's not just about knitting and spinning anymore though, because we have sewing and hopefully in the future we'll have other crafting. I have a Cricut now and we'll see. We'll see. We're coming to you from Connecticut.
That's right.
We're coming to you from Connecticut. From my home where I live with my husband and my dog and my cat. My dog is Elizabeth Bennett. She's a Great Dane. And my cat is a regular cat. People ask what kind of cat it is. And I say regular. Domestic short hair. Named Atticus Finch.
Free cat.
A free cat named Atticus Finch. And Sarah lives about 40 minutes from me. So she's still in Connecticut too. So we're just at my house. We don't live together.
Her house is quiet.
We're not adult sisters who live together, even though that's really cool and we probably totally would do something like that. I'm not living where you live. We'd have to move out.
Yeah, but when you say you live together, when you say you live together, it's like your roommates. You can't, my house is just full of people.
It's too many people in that house. I can't move in that house. I have a husband too.
And dogs.
What am I going to do with him? Yeah, and there's two. She has 2 dogs and a cat and a rabbit.
I have a bossy dog.
She's a bossy dog. Anyways, we have not done this in a very long time together. I don't even know how long it's been together. It's been well over a year since I podcasted by myself and longer than that since she podcasted by herself and about 1.5 million years since we podcasted together. So we're going to see. We're going to see if we can make this happen again. Let's bring it back.
We're here.
This is generally a regular kind of podcast with FOs and whips and complaining, maybe life stuff, possibly. We'll see where the show takes us. Anyway, we both have FOs. Oh, do you want to talk about what we're wearing? I'll start because it's not a recent FO, and then you can talk because this is an FO.
Yes.
So, not to be bossy. Someone said I was the bossy one time. I'm the baby. That's why I'm bossy. I'm wearing the classic, I think it's just called the classic. It's not like the classic pullover or whatever, by Espace Tricot. It has big sleeves that I cut. This is the sleeve I cut and I had to repair. And I knit this out of Knit Picks. I think it was called a Loft and I think it was a special edition or something. And I don't know the colorway and I'm really sorry. And I do have a project page on my Ravelry, but I don't think I'm going to do project notes today because I have not done project notes in like forever, so it's going to take me a long time till I get them up, whatever. That's what I'm wearing.
If you can't find it on Ravelry or Googling, ask and then we'll tell
Ask me and I'll tell ya.
We're low budget.
Cool. Yeah. And that's it. That's what I'm wearing.
I'm wearing Ancient Whip New FO. This is the Amrun, AMRUN, by Katrin Schneider. Yes. Oh, no. We look good. AMRUM. Katrin Schneider. I just finished it. I got the yarn is Miss Babs Katahdin. Is it Baleen? Ooh. No, Baird Whale, I think is the color. From Rhinebeck 2018. And then I just picked this up a couple weeks ago. I thought I had both sleeves to knit. I had one sleeve to knit. And then I looked, because I don't usually have a pattern and then keep it. I usually buy the pattern when I'm ready to do it. And I bought the pattern in 2019. It's like, oh my word. So yeah.
Well, now it's done. New
I
FO.
don't know if I was too lazy to go get my phone and look at the schematics. So I don't know if I overblocked it, but so
It's roomy.
yeah, it's
It
comfy.
has a nice drape.
So I might like if I reblock it, I won't spread it. But then I was worried that like the lace,
Yeah, then you wouldn't see
because
it.
it goes all the way down.
Yeah, you kind of need that to open up to see
Yeah.
it, right?
I like it.
What is the base? What's Katahdin's base? Is it?
I think it's
75?
BFL.
I don't know.
I think it's BFL. I'm not sure if there's nylon too, but it was. I don't remember. I don't know if the price has gone up a little bit, but it's one big skein. How many? Oh, so it must.
Yeah, they're like huge yarn babies.
Yeah, and I have some left. I don't know if I have a whole skein left. I definitely have enough for socks, like over 50 grams, I'm sure.
I knit my Zweig out of it,
Yeah.
but I made it.
Well,
too
that
big.
has color work anyway.
It does have color work.
But I knit something else with stripes in it, and I had more than enough for socks. So,
Yeah, it's good.
yeah, they're a deal too. They're like under $100 for the skein. It was like 80,
Yeah,
80
70
now?
something. I think when I bought mine, maybe
Yeah.
76 or something.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm really happy to have this off, but I can't believe it was cast on in 2019. That's ridiculous.
Crazy.
But here it is.
So I have 2 hat FOs, so that if I go, then you go, then I go.
Okay.
That should make it interesting so people don't hear one person talking for too long, i.e. me. This is the 18... Sorry. I'll put it down below. It's like 1879 hat or something like that.
1893.
1893 something. So it's hard to see in this light, but it is like a teal iridescent with like a black kind of fuzzy mohairish. I'm sorry.
That's the skein? It's not two held together?
No, that's the skein.
That's really cool.
So I made it for my husband. He picked the yarn out, loved it so much, and then it doesn't fit him. It's too small. So I know I feel really bad, but he said that the color doesn't really like translate like it did in the skein.
And I can't see him wearing fuzzy hat.
No, he really liked it.
Really?
Yeah. But he said that it looked better in the skein. Like he doesn't really love the color in the hat.
Well, that
so
makes sense.
I am gonna knit another one of these in a different color for him, and
yeah, you can look for
to
something
fit.
close.
And then I'll probably just wear this myself.
Yeah, that definitely won't fit him.
Yeah, no. So it has ear flaps, which with my dark hair. But I mean, I'm probably not gonna wear it as
the
like
band back and forth and then pick up.
you do. So how you knit it, I think it's free. So
Yeah.
how you knit it is, this is actually knit like this, and then you double it over, and then you pick up the stitches and then knit the hat. So anyway, that's that. I'll have to knit another one for him. And I don't think I'm gonna wear this as like a fashion statement. I'm gonna wear it like shoveling.
Yeah. It'd be good for that though.
Yeah.
It gets cold.
Yeah, and I do like that. I do like that it covers the ears, so that's cool. And we'll see. Anyway, that's that. Are you ready for this?
First ever Stephen West anything? Shawlography. Modified.
Yeah.
Because have you noticed everyone says, oh, I don't love the
Border.
border. I don't like the stripes. Oh, they look better on, but they don't. Because I think everybody felt that way. Like, I think you get to the point, and I at the beginning of his video, it almost looked like a mitered square. It had like a little bit of one color and then the next color. So I was like, oh, is it going to be like that? Have like a point. But no, that was just to turn the corner.
I get what you're saying.
And I just didn't like it. I knit this with my bestie, Seductive Berry, Maria. Yeah, and we stopped. Like, I started knitting some of it because I even, and then we just kind of kept an eye out on the hashtag to see who modified it, because there's always somebody who's going to modify something.
Okay.
Elizabeth.
Sorry, this is Elizabeth Bennett.
We're busy podcasting.
Okay, you're fine. She'll settle down. Okay, good girl.
Yeah, so we watched
Still.
the hashtag for probably a week or two, and we found a chevron.
Look at this gorgeous girl.
Aww.
Yeah, you're a good girl. Okay. So they didn't love the border.
So we waited to see who used a border. This is The chevron is from some other shawl. I don't think it's one of Stephen West's other shawls. I can't remember which one it was. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
If you think of it, and then let me know so I can put it on the bottom here.
So what I did is
I love the colors.
I took the mini, because this was a mini set with this. I'll go over my skeins in a minute. I feel like I've been rambling about it.
That's okay. We're out of practice. I'm sorry.
This came with a mini, so I just threw this color in there to do eyelet border, because one of the people did that when they modified, and then we put the chevron in, and I like it better instead of the stripes.
I don't mind the stripes.
Some of them are good.
Yeah, some of them look really good, and then some of them they're like not my favorite.
Mine was okay. I definitely just like this better. So and then I bound off in an I-cord in this color again. But I think it was really fun to knit. I don't think I'll wear it out of the house.
It's so cool. I mean, you guys have probably seen a million of these, but if you haven't,
yarn shrimp.
I love the colors you picked. They're gorgeous.
Well, Maria picked them mostly.
I love the colors you picked, Maria. They're gorgeous, darling.
But they were all in stash. So anyway, I'll tell you what they are. This is let me see.
This is so cool.
I know I have some of them. Lolo did it. I need to rewind it. It is the original, which is 100 grams, 440 yards of 85% extra fine superwash merino, 15% nylon. I wanted socks out of this, but it worked in my pattern. So that was my A. I'll just go around. Then my B color, I love this. I wonder if I have enough for socks. I might.
We should do like colorwork socks with two of those.
Oh, maybe. That's a good idea. Tannis Fiber Arts. I buy like one skein every year on their Boxing Day. It was Leo and Slate Mini. Oh my word. So this is Leo, and then this was Slate. And they're an 8-ply sock. This says pure wash sock, but I don't think it is. I think it's the 8-ply sock because I have another color that is the same. Yeah, so there's, it's 2 plies. It's 4 2-plies plied together. Yeah, so it's nice and round and squishy. Then my other color, I'm glad I have a ton of this because I love it. This is color C. It is Tippy Tree yarn. Tippy Super Sock. It's 100 grams, 463 yards, superwash merino nylon 75/25. It was December 2020, like mystery or color of the month, or like you didn't know what the color was going to be basically, and it was called Schuyler Sisters from Hamilton, because who doesn't love Hamilton?
Yeah, which we're obsessed with.
So this is perfect because this is
I'm gonna be boiling.
What's the oldest one's name?
Angelica.
Yeah, Angelica's dress, and then it's got speckles of Eliza and Peggy's dresses. This is another one. This is D, color D. It's another Tannis Fiber Arts 8-ply sock, and it's I think it's Bizu, which is Kiss, right? Yeah, 8-ply sock, 80/20 superwash merino nylon, 400 meters, 444 yards for 4 ounces. Yeah, look at it. It's like round and squishy, and I love it. So this was like the year before last that I bought that. I don't know. I just pick one a year. Their shipping is super a good deal. This is just a I didn't really have a name. Fuse Fiberworks. Is that what was that her name? She quit dying, and she was my favorite here in Connecticut. I went to one of her open house or something, and this was just marked down because it was supposed to have like blue speckles somewhere, but I don't think I found it. But anyway, so that worked good. I had these 2 put together in my stash. I was planning to use them together because they went so well together. So that's it.
I didn't participate in the mystery Cal because, or the Mal. I am not the biggest Stephen West fan, so he's really hit or miss for me. And like, I generally, I mean, obviously I think he's super talented. That is not the issue. It's just not my style stuff. So to do a mystery is really just terrifying for me because like, what if I don't like it?
Yeah, there's several.
I'll let you guys go ahead and do it. And
there's several that are scary, but let me do a closer shot.
Yeah,
people are saying they didn't like doing this for.
I love that. That is very cool.
People didn't like knitting it. I didn't mind it. And then this is the brioche. And then bubbles. I love these. These two
that's
females,
very cool.
So awesome together.
It looks really good on the camera too. I think it looks better on camera, frankly.
I love the yarn shrimp work funny. Yeah, so I like it. It came out good.
Yeah, and I think color choice has a lot to do with it. Some people's color choices are very wild, which is good.
Yeah, and all
fun
contrast.
And super fun. So I think that's also a really fun thing about Stephen West patterns is like it can be as subdued or as crazy as you want it to be, which is very cool. I mean, like I said, he's just wickedly talented.
Yeah, I think for me, definitely, I got lucky that I liked it.
I love it.
And he can be hard to plan for because, especially with a mystery, it could be anything.
Yeah.
But I have it, and I just I made this a month or two ago. It's the Finch bucket pattern from Stitch Mischief. I think I paid for the pattern, but I think it's free now.
Oh.
This is the biggest size, and then she's got like a medium and a regular, or the medium is the regular and a mini or something. But it's got a bunch of pockets on the inside. I love it. This is my favorite. Yeah, I just love the fabric.
It's cool.
I'm one of those people that I'll see somebody else's bag or another seller's bags they're making, and it's like, oh, I like that fabric, and I'll go find the fabric and make it myself.
Well, you can make it yourself.
Yeah, it's not like I'm selling it to anybody.
Yeah, I think that's the thing too. I mean, as far as like intellectual property with your choices, like if someone is going to copy it and sell it, that's different than copying it and using it for yourself because you know how to make it. So, and let's be honest,
it's not like their fabric design.
No, exactly. And let's be honest, like, you know, hand sewn bags can be an investment. I mean,
yeah, especially this size.
Right. So, I'm not saying it's not worth it because it totally is. And I don't sew, so I'd have to buy it, you know, or get her to make it for me.
Yeah, the prices.
Sometimes her price is steeper though for sister.
Oh,
she doesn't get a sister discount. She makes me really pay for it.
Yeah, the bag is definitely worth the price they're charging, but I'm lucky enough that
she can make it myself. So why not?
Oh, and I had enough to make a little pouch. Voila. So that's that.
Cool. My next FO is another hat. What is my deal with hats right now? So this is the 21 color, what is it called? 21 color hat? I don't know.
Yeah.
I bought the kit when I was in the Finger Lakes.
It's a kit of minis.
Yeah, it's a kit of like little, what are they, 10 gram minis? Now I can't remember. It was, I don't know. It was, I didn't love the seam because you're changing, it actually goes like 3 rows, 2 rows, 1 row, 3 row, 2 row, 1 row, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. So then when you're carrying up the back, the 1 row and the 2 row, it's like you don't have like a really established foundation row. That's not what it's called, but you know what I mean, to close up the back. So then I was actually pulling too tight. I don't know if you can see the seam, I'm sure. But it's slouchy and it goes in the back. So really, who cares? I just kind of wish that was a little bit better.
Yeah.
And then, weaving in all the ends, but
it's super cute.
So that's it. And I can't remember the yarn. I was going to pull it out and then I just forgot. So anyway.
They have a kit for mitts or something too, I think.
So that's it. I love it. Fun colors.
Yeah.
And I like too, because it's like you could literally knit this out of anything. Just pick 21 colors. You don't even have to do 21. You could do whatever you want. But I like people telling, like, especially when it comes to like picking random colors, like I like people telling me which color to do next. So I liked that about it. And it was quick. It was very quick knit. So that's it.
I love it.
You have another FO? You have a sewing FO.
Sewing FO I finished yesterday.
Good girl, Liz.
I need a shirt.
I'm obsessed with this shirt. For real.
Maybe we'll have to get some
She pulled it out and I was like, what is that for? Like, what you're wearing is fine. Like, I thought she like pulled it out. Like, maybe I'll wear this. And she's like, no, I sewed this. I'm like, what?
Yeah. It's not anything fancy.
No, it's not.
It's just a shirt. Just a drop shoulders.
What's the fabric? Jersey?
Yeah, just a net. It's nice and thick though. I got it.
It is.
I'm lucky that I have an affordable fabrics. There's 2 in Connecticut. It's just it's not like a chain or anything. They have 2 stores, and I have one about 10 minutes from me. But it's like everything is $2.99 a yard, except like some of the upholstery and stuff. But like all the fabric, regular fabric, is $2.99 a yard, and it's like, what do they call it? Dead stock, where it's just you get what you get.
That's it.
So if you see that fabric and you like that fabric, you better get what you want of that fabric, because there's no guarantee that there's going to be any more ever. And they have some stretchy fabrics, but they're more for like skirts and dresses, and some of them are like a little wild. So when I went a couple months ago, maybe, they had a bunch of just jersey, and it's nice and thick jersey.
Yeah.
I was going to make t-shirts, but now it's cold, so I made a...
Oh, I love it so much.
Maybe you should have it.
Oh, you made it for yourself. Just make me one.
Well, I don't know if they'll have more of this fabric.
I'll buy it.
We'll go to
I'll buy it full
Joann's.
price.
Yeah, it's just like pink jersey. But yeah, $2.99 a yard.
How many yards do you need to make something like this?
I think with the long sleeve and with it solid, less than 1.5 yards.
Cool.
Yeah, like I think if it was a t-shirt, you could get it out of a yard, because knit fabric is usually wider. Yeah, so I got the pattern free off of It's Always Autumn. She'll have some free patterns, but they're her size, which is a large, which works for me.
Yeah,
works
so
for us.
they're free patterns, but they're one
one
size only,
size.
and it's the size, her own size.
Yeah.
So thankfully, Sarah, it's the same
we're
size.
her size. And especially with knit, you have a lot of leeway.
Yeah.
And if you were like smaller, you could still get this size, because it's going to drape. And if you needed it a little bigger, you could. They're basic. It was like 2 pieces. You know, so it's easy, but It's Always Autumn. She has nice patterns. Yeah, I love it. It's very...
And if you
nice.
are a seamstress, if you are a sewer with a capital S, you could probably modify it. It's not like they're overly complicated patterns.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like you could just do...
if you're not her size, you need a little smaller, you need a little bigger, you could probably figure it out.
Especially with the thicker fabric, it's going to be a little tighter, so I did a smaller seam allowance, but it's literally 2 pieces, so you could just draw it out a little wider or smaller. Yeah. But I just use a twin needle. On the bottom. It gives a nice finish. It looks...
Scales.
Yeah. No, but it makes a difference.
Yeah, totally.
But I've got some puckers right there. But if you're that close to me,
back up. We're in a pandemic.
And I don't want anybody that close. Like, don't breathe on my neck. Don't look at my collar. Mind your business. No, I love it.
Yeah.
I think I'll wear it and see what I think. If I need like this part on the top of my arm squeezes a little out, and it fits fine. I'm just don't like things touching me. So I want it a little looser. And like I said, if it was a thinner fabric, it wouldn't feel like it was touching me as much.
Right.
But yeah, I just like loose. I don't like things to fit.
I love it.
Yeah, me too.
Coolio. So that's all our FOs, I think.
Yep.
So let's get started on your whips. I'm going to start with my most complicated whip.
I only have one.
What?
Kind of. Like, I need to pick up other ones.
I have a
but
lot.
After that shawl and then finishing this, I've got another ancient whip.
So I am a glutton for punishment, and I love to pick super complicated things that are way out of my skill set. So Sean, my husband's cousin, is having a baby, and they already have a oh, I should show that Princess Leia thing. That's an FO. It's on my Instagram. I made a Princess Leia thing. I don't want to dig it out. Sorry. It's on my Instagram. I'm the Reluctant Knitter on Instagram, and Reluctant Knitter with no E in the knitter on Ravelry.
I'm Sarah JG2 on Ravelry and Sarah Gotro on Instagram.
It's been a while, guys.
Because I'm an original.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She doesn't need a one after it. Okay, so I made something for the baby, and then I'm actually like doing like a little like lovey, you know, with the little, it's, you know, simple garter, it's not garter stitch, it's double seed stitch or whatever they call it, for the baby. But anyway, they already have a 4-year-old son who I was told loves trains. So I'm like, let me crochet a train. I should just bought a train.
It's not, oh my God.
So this is the engine.
It's kind of awesome.
So what's left of this is wheels. So it has 4 big wheels and 2 little wheels.
Did you have to knit 2 and then?
Yes.
Yuck.
And then the bottom goes on it, and you stuff the bottom with fiber fill, so it doesn't have a bottom yet. And then you put the bottom on, and then it needs a knuckle, and you put a knuckle on it and a snap, so then it snaps to the next car. So this pattern has a bazillion pieces to it. It's like 28 pages long of 3 columns. It's like 3 columns of instructions. So I'm only going to knit 3. My plan is just 3 cars. So I'm going to knit the engine. I'm going to knit the caboose because you have to have a caboose. And then I'm going to do the livestock car, which looks like kind of a cage with an open top. If I'm feeling feisty, I'm going to do the coal. It's not the coal car. What do they call it? I don't know. But that's just like a simple box. It's nothing big. So, this also needs a bell. You put a little Liberty Bell here.
Oh my God. It's so cute, but I can't believe it.
I know. It sucks. I'm not gonna lie. It sucks. So this is all, like, this is 2 layers.
Yeah.
With
crochet the same thing twice.
Kind of. With plastic canvas in the middle. And then this has plastic canvas and it's stuffed, and then this is plastic canvas. That sucked. This is really hard.
Because it's like, why don't you just use plastic canvas instead of crochet first?
I don't know. So that
is awesome though.
This also had a face on it. It had like eyes and weird hands on it, which I'm not.
No.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. So that's it. It's done. That's done. So these are the wheels. I did one and it looked terrible. And then I did another one and I'm like, that's not so bad. So it's this one. And then I was doing the next one because not only is it 4 large wheels, but it's actually 8 large wheels, because then you put them back to back with canvas in between.
I know, but you're not even going to see the other side.
I know.
Just do one.
But you have to put canvas in between them. I don't know. I'll think about it.
You know what you could do?
I'm a rule follower. I'm like a rule follower.
You know what you could do? Take the plastic canvas and make it black and then put that on the front of it.
Yeah, well, you know what I was thinking too is if I just do black, like a regular black disc
circle, yeah,
and then do it instead of this whole thing.
Good idea.
Honestly, this is not that hard to do. It doesn't actually take that long, but it's very bulky. And like if I do the same thing on the back, it's just too bulky.
Yeah.
So I actually do think I'm probably just going to do a plain black round thing till it's this size. Circle. And so that's that. So then I did two actual real wheels. I think I'm doing them correctly. So I'm crocheting this out of Big Twist from Joann's. It's 100% acrylic. And it just comes in this big thing. And I'm actually using the same colors that I did that crazy cloud blanket. Do you remember that crazy cloud blanket? I didn't have a podcast at the time, but I talked about it on Instagram. And it was corner to corner color work. And it was a cloud with different colored raindrops on it. And it was terrible. It was the biggest nightmare of my life. So I actually didn't even have to buy any yarn, I don't think, for this at all, which is very cool. And then this is being crocheted on a 4mm. So you know how in like most patterns,
it doesn't have a thing. What is this?
What?
Double-ended?
Yeah, it's double-ended. One's 3.5, one's 4. So a friend of mine, Knitting a Love Song, Kirsten, she had all of these crochet hooks, like a bazillion of them, in like this little folding thing, and she said she would give them away to someone who would just pay shipping. And so I got a bunch of crochet hooks, which I'm happy about. Oh, you know how like in patterns, like it has like the things first, like this is the type of yarn you'll need, and this is the size hook or needle you'll need, and this woman's pattern is not like that. It's on page 28. So I was kind of guessing. I think I have to use the D which I think is 4mm or close enough. And then I was looking at other people's pattern pages on Ravelry, which there aren't any. It's like very weird. There's like 2 pattern pages. It doesn't really matter.
Who wants to make that?
It's a free pattern, but it's not like on through Ravelry. Like each car has its own Ravelry kind of page.
Oh,
and then you click the link and it goes to a website, and then you can get it free on the website. So I kind of guessed, but then I was right, because at the end of it says use a D hook for all parts unless otherwise specified.
Why wouldn't you have that at the beginning?
I know, and I don't like to talk negatively, but here's the other thing too, is I'm just going to go off on
it's not negative.
I'm going to go on
real.
a teeny tiny tangent for just a hot second, where I understand that people don't want to be mean and they don't want to bash other people and they don't want to, but sometimes I think sometimes you're too PC. Like, just tell me, I didn't like this because it was a big pain in the neck, and I asked the designer, this was the cloud blanket, and I asked the designer, I didn't even want to say who it was because I didn't want anyone, honestly, I don't want anyone going and buying it because it was a big fat nightmare.
Yeah.
And I bought the pattern, it's a paid for pattern, and then I even reached out to the designer saying I think something's wrong, and she basically said it was written with a program and it can't be wrong. I'm like, well, when you get test knitters, they tell you when something's wrong, and I think the problem with the blanket was that it's modified. I think they call it modified corner to corner, in which you're using half double crochets instead of double crochets, which I think normal corner to corner is double crochets. So on a double crochet, it doesn't matter if you're going right side or wrong side because it's the same stitch either way. On half double crochets, it's almost like leaning one way on the front and leaning the other way on the back. So yes, a program, if I had crocheted this in double crochets, it would have been fine. And when you write the program with a double crochet in mind, it's fine. But when you're doing a half double crochet, it doesn't work right. It doesn't work right. You can't start a raindrop on the wrong side of the blanket. I'm sorry, it doesn't work right. Because when you do, they get all jacked up.
Because it's the 3 stitches.
Because
and you pull
it's
them
leaning the wrong way.
Because you're pulling through all 3 stitches at one time instead of half and half.
Like, exactly. So it's not a straight up and down. It's like a little bit askew, which I loved the finished pattern. I loved it. But it's like, girlfriend, you've got to have somebody test this, because I'm telling you right now, it's not right.
Yeah, and what did she do?
And I'm not trying to bash anybody. I'm really not. But listen, like, what am I supposed to say? What am I supposed to say?
She knit it, or she crocheted it and made the pattern. It doesn't sound like
she even did crochet it.
Well,
how could you?
What I was going to say is she obviously didn't. If she did it as she crocheted it, she obviously didn't.
I don't think she ever crocheted this pattern
at all, even to begin with.
No, because she would have seen that the raindrops starting on the wrong side did not line up properly. They were raggedy jaggedy on the edges. I wish I kept it, but I gave it away.
No, but what I was thinking is, if she even crocheted it, she obviously didn't crochet it from the written pattern. Like, because some people knit and write the pattern at the same time, but then you need to knit the pattern again to make sure it makes sense.
Which I don't care if it's a free pattern. You get what you get when you get a free pattern, and that is fair.
But when
I'm paying you for this pattern, I'm assuming that you've had a tech editor or at least some test knitters.
Or when I tell you there's a problem, you can look into it.
Come on, lady, don't blow me off, man. So anyway, don't be too PC, please. Please warn me. Just warn me.
I don't think that's politically correct. I think it's honest.
Either. Like, I'm not trying to bash somebody.
So it's not too PC.
And I'm not saying,
don't be too nice.
This person stinks. Don't ever buy your pattern. I'm telling you, I had a super bad experience with this pattern, and I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that.
Yeah, it's not politically correct, or it's just being too nice, I think. Anyway,
the other thing is too, is I never would have said anything if I had reached out to her and she was super helpful and we were able to work it out. But the fact that you just completely dismissed me saying it was written on a program, I'm 100% going to talk on my platform about, and I don't even have a huge platform, so it's not like I'm Stephen West with 50,000 followers. Does he even have more than that? It doesn't matter. It's not like I have 50,000 followers and I'm like bashing someone and ruining their business. I don't have a huge platform, but I'm going to talk to my friends and my followers that like this was a really bad experience for me. Yeah. So save yourself $7 and don't buy it.
Absolutely.
That's my
My goodness, how does she really feel?
I know, I'm sorry. That was wild.
I have a Craftsy rant.
Oh.
A mild one. Yeah. So since we're ranting, I'll continue.
Since we're ranting.
So last year, Craftsy had deal, I guess. You can pay for the Craftsy classes separately, or you can be part of a subscription and just have unlimited. So they had a thing last year where it was like $5 for the whole year instead of $95. Okay, great. Sure.
Cool.
I never used it at all. So then I got a notification that it was going to be renewed, and I'm like, okay, let me cancel it because it's $95. When 99% of the stuff you can just find on YouTube, a different video doing the same thing. So I'm like, okay, let me cancel it. I go online. You have to call them to cancel it. You can't just cancel it, which is baloney. So then I'm like,
this is 2021.
Yeah.
You should be able to do everything online.
If I can sign up online, I should be able to cancel online. Come on.
Totally. Oh,
absolutely. And I don't want to talk to anybody. So I tried to call, and I was on hold forever. And I'm like, whatever. I wasn't in the mood at the time. And I'm like, wait a minute. My debit card is going to expire. So I can't use my debit card once it's expired. So I think, oh, they could charge me. So now I don't have to call them. They'll try to get paid, and they can't get paid. Perfect. Cancel it. So yesterday I happened to be on my bank account online, and I see a pending charge of $95. So I call my bank, and they're like, oh, well, it depends on your contract with them. Sometimes they can still charge you with an expiration date. So fine, I have to call them. So then I'm on hold for over 5 minutes, which isn't
that's really nothing, by the way.
No, it's not. It was longer last time, and I'm like, I couldn't do it at the time. So then it was less than 10 minutes, and I'm like, all right, fine, good. And then it rang like 10 times, and then it went back to 1 second of music. And then it rang 10 times. It did it like 5 times anyway, so then I get to talk to her. My real rant is...
Here we go.
When I asked to cancel it, and she said, perfect, we'll give you your money back because it's been within 30 days. But if you want to keep the subscription, you can have it for $25.
It's not even like we'll give you 10% off or 20% off.
Well,
like,
we'll knock off $70, which if I used the classes, maybe I would have kept it, but I don't watch them at all. I just never used it. But if I did, every year I'd be calling to cancel and taking their $25 subscription.
Yeah, that just kills me. And I think it's one thing too when you're like, okay, so everybody has to make a living, right? And you have a business and you have overhead and you have whatever. You justify your prices, right? You justify your prices and why they are what they are. And I've never used Craftsy, so maybe it is worth it for a lot of people. I don't know.
They are great classes.
Yeah. So anyways, you make your prices up, but if you have that kind of leeway to like knock off that much money, then to me, that's going to communicate to me that your, whatever it is that you're selling is wildly overpriced.
Right.
That's all. It just, is that the message you want to send? Is that all of these other people are way overpaying for your service when I could have gotten it for, and I get like the deal. A lot of people did deals when, the pandemic hit, like a lot of people, Zoom was like free and all this other stuff. Like a lot of people did a lot of deals. So I get like $5. Maybe you lost money. I don't know, but you know what I mean? Like, so I'm not even saying if you can sell it for $5, you should sell it for $5 all the time. But like, that's a lot of money.
So if you love Craftsy and pay for that service,
here's an insider tip.
Try canceling. And then take their deal. That's just like Andrea the cat lady what's her deal with the free coffee from Panera?
Oh yeah.
What is it? They have a coffee club, and so you pay a fee for the coffee club and you get unlimited coffee. And then when she tries to cancel it, they give it to her for free. Is that what's happening?
I don't know.
So then she tries to cancel it every month, and they say, "Oh, okay, we'll extend it for free." So she's been getting free coffee for like ever, because every time she tries to cancel it, they give her a free month.
I know someone who does that with cable.
Because Hulu does that. Before I had Hulu permanently, there was shows I wanted to watch that were only on Hulu, and I realized that instead of being wonderful where you can binge it and just giving you the whole season at once, they're pretending they're TV and giving it to you every week.
Why are you trying to be something you're not?
So then I didn't want to pay for it for the months when I'm only watching that one show and I want to watch it all at once. So I tried to cancel, and I was going to renew it the next month, and they gave me a free month.
Sorry, hold on. Okay.
So anyway, that's the deal with Craftsy. That's my rant. Try canceling.
Try canceling.
You'll get a better deal.
We are at 42 minutes. We probably should try to get a little going on this. My next whip is...
Oh, that's right.
Sarah, this is also Sarah's whip, so she didn't bring it, but you could just like...
Yeah, exactly.
Just know, it's the same thing. We're twinsying it. So these are the chicken scratch socks. I will try to put on the screen who it's by.
Do you want me to do it closer?
I'm
there you go.
Yeah.
I'm taller.
So I am knitting these 2 at a time, cuff down because that's how the pattern is written.
Yeah.
But I normally do toe up on a US 1.
Or you did a short cuff.
I did do a little bit shorter cuff. A US size 1.
Or leg.
40-inch circular. Ciao
It's
go.
pumpkin spice colorway.
Yeah.
With a
so
falling leaves mini or crunching leaves.
yeah. So it is Felicity Yarn Studio. She also has a podcast.
Wonderful. You have to watch her podcast.
Yeah.
She's
Zoe
amazing.
Nichols.
Crunching leaves.
Plumpkin spice, by the way. So yeah, so we had to buy this together.
Base. Those are cotton neps instead of like nylon or polyester neps. So they're white because cotton doesn't take acid dyes like wool.
Excuse me. I didn't know that.
It's a protein fiber.
Oh, well, there you
Yeah.
go.
But
yeah, so we're twinsying it. So we bought the yarn together, and then I think you found the pattern.
Yep. And I
She
think I
found
found
it.
the yarn, or did you? Anyway.
I don't remember.
She's a great dyer and a great podcaster.
So
And her sister has a podcast too.
Yes, Yarn Curator. So this pattern calls for a heel flap and gusset, but I don't do those. I think I did it once in my life. I do afterthought, so I just put waist yarn in, so I'm doing the foot now.
I can't think of what is the... I found a new heel and now I can't remember the name of it.
Is it the modified German short?
No, not modified German short row.
Sorry. That one's for you, Maria.
What did you say? I can't believe you did that. Toe up Flegel heel sock.
Illegal?
Yeah. So it's toe up and it has a flap, but it doesn't...
Can you only do a heel flap and gusset on cuff down? Normally? Like a normal heel flap and gusset, can you only do
a normal
cuff
heel?
Down?
Yeah. So you have to, if you're doing toe up and you want a heel flap and gusset, you have to make sure it says toe up. Oh, but we can't do it because that's cuff down anyway.
So the Flegel heel is toe up only?
This toe up Flegel heel is toe up only. But there's a Flegel heel that
toe up from the flow up.
Anyway, never mind.
Scratch that.
Delete it.
Okay. Did you want to go or you want me to do another one? Because I've got 4.
We'll do another one then.
I'll do another one. This one's very easy. This is in my bag made by Sarah Gautreaux. I love it.
100 years ago.
A young time ago. It's probably one of my first project bags when I was first learning to knit. So this is just a vanilla sock. They're made for my husband.
You saw this on the vlog we did together. We did a yarn crawl.
That's true. We did a yarn crawl instead of going to Rhinebeck.
Because we're not ready. And it's okay. So
this is Wild Hair Fiber Studio. It is
I love it.
In the Pinnacle Fingering base. The color is Sunset. It's 75/25 Super Wash Merino.
I don't know why this makes me think of...
This is it in the cake.
Alice in Wonderland.
Ooh,
I don't know why. Cheshire Cat?
Maybe.
I can't believe Sean likes this. Pink
He does.
And purples.
So I bought it because I loved it. And I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with it.
And look, it matches your bag.
Maybe some fun socks or something. And then I brought it home to him. And so for some reason, most of his socks are either brown, blue, or green. He does have one that is like stripy with orange and red. But he doesn't really get that excited about like socks. I mean, he likes his socks, but after a while, he's like, how many socks do I really need? And they all kind of look the same. So I don't really care. You don't have to knit me socks. So it's like, well, if you like this, I'll knit you socks out of it. He's like, I will totally wear those. So then I picked the bag to match.
Perfect.
Yeah, he's pretty brave. He's a pretty brave guy. But that's it. Vanilla. I knit those also 2 at a time on a US size 1. Those are on Addie's. And they are 72 stitches for him. I usually do 64 stitches for mine. That's my shock spiel.
I thought this was...
Should that be the title? Shock spiel.
No, it has to be Stephen West so that
Yeah, I have to put Shawlography in the title. We've decided because that's how people want. That's what people want to see. They want to see the popular stuff. So if I want 100,000 views, I need to put Shawlography. Just piggyback off of Stephen West's popularity.
Rant.
Fancy.
Oops. Oh, so this one I thought was the same age as this one, but it's like a few months later. So 2020, I cast this on. I love it.
I also love it very much. Look at how nice that looks on camera.
So this was, I think when I picked this up, I just needed to do the, what do they call
Poor
it?
Liz. She's like, are you guys done talking yet?
No, we're not.
You've been talking a lot.
What do they call this? The
Wait,
bottom.
stop.
The bottom hem.
Oh.
What do they call that? The bottom of the sweater.
I
just had to finish the bottom. I think I had already started.
Oh, you were right.
Or I was ready to start this garter stitch waistband. It's not a waistband. What do they call it? Whatever. I don't like it. It doesn't matter what they call it because I'm taking it out and I'm gonna do ribbing because I just love it. Because so the cuff. So I picked up the sleeve and I knit the sleeve and look how huge you pick up. You have like over 100 stitches on your sleeve.
What?
Yes, look at it. So then I finished the sleeve and I did the garter stitch cuff,
like the bottom.
which I like the garter stitch cuff, but it was like big. It was like big like this, like it would have hung like that, and it was just like, ugh.
Are you doing like decreases, sleeve decreases?
Yes, you do, like the 2 decreases every 5 stitches.
What? So it's like decrease all the way around instead of just on the bottom.
So then it's still too big by the time it gets to my wrist. So what I did, I finished it and I'm like, I don't like it. You never regret ripping out, ever.
Is this like lace weight? God, it's
fingering
like
weight.
thin, man.
So no, and it's gonna puff up.
Okay.
I'll get to that.
Okay, sorry. I'm jumping the gun.
So what I did is I ripped out the cuff because first I read it right and then I looked back and my pattern had moved, so I was looking at the bottom hem. The pattern says 4 inches of cuff, garter stitch cuff, and I did 2 because I accidentally shifted my pattern and I was looking at the hem. So anyway, I'm like, oh, I needed 2 more inches of garter stitch, so I needed to take out the bind off anyway, and I'm like, I hate this. So I took out the bottom, I took out the cuff, it was there when I took it out, and I did 2 more inches of stockinette stitch sleeve, continuing to do the decreases every 5th row for 2 inches, and then I went down a needle size and I'm doing ribbing, and that will make me happy, I hope.
You said you're tearing this part out?
Yeah, I'm gonna put ribbing.
Oh, I like
I'm gonna do ribbing to match the.
No.
Unless you think I did the decreases, so maybe go keep
decreasing.
No, keep the smaller needle.
Oh,
and do. FedEx. Should we pause?
Okay. So I said you should keep the garter bottom, and you said, what if I do something? Keep the smaller needles.
Yeah, let me. So it was supposed to be the 4-inch cuff, but I took it out and I knit 2 inches and kept decreasing. So I think there's like 4 more decreases every 5 rows. So maybe I should, since I do like the garter stitch cuff, but I just didn't like how wide it was. So since I've decreased, maybe I'll go down the needle size like you would normally with ribbing and do garter stitch and see if I like that better, because I just don't like the cuff, and that's how it's designed. I'll show you a picture of it, or if you look at it. This is the Carlina pullover. Did I say that?
I don't think you did. Maybe you did.
Yeah, so I like it.
I love it.
The yarn is actually a cone. I think I got it last year. Bijou Basin. Bijou Basin. Usually I think they're out of business now. They were, and I follow them on Instagram, and they said on their, I didn't even know they had an Etsy store. I knew they had a website, and they had, they were clearing out stuff because they were like closing. I don't know if they're closing their farm or just the yarn aspect of it. But they had this, they were selling cones. This one is, like, it was like a test run they had done and decided to go in a different direction. So they never sold this. This is Cormo. I don't know if it's Cormo nylon. Doesn't matter because you can't get it. But it's a cone. I know it looks really thin. It's a 2-ply. I didn't hunt for my swatch. But because it's on a cone, it still has the spinning oil in it, which compresses yarn. Right? So then when you wash it, it clumps because you have that spinning oil out, and it especially Cormo clumps too. So it does look thin now, but it plumps really nice. So maybe if I'm ever on the podcast again, you'll see. So and then this is going to have a little bit, like, I think you kind of pick up and then bind off right away.
We're never having her back on the podcast, by the way.
Well, I don't know how
this is entirely too long.
Oh, and that's my fault. The contrast yarn I'm doing my color work with is a singles. It's obviously it's purple, but it does have some green in it occasionally.
What?
Yeah, I think there's some green in it. Like every once in a while Anyway, it's a singles I got in I did a fiber share swap. And it's Circus Tonic Handmade. That's who it is. They're in Australia. I don't know if I heard that she was stopping too.
Everyone's
for family reasons.
Everyone's getting out of the biz.
But yeah, I love it. The Carlina pullover. Let me check my knit companion to tell you who it's by. Whitney Hayward.
Nice.
But you can see on my broken screen.
I don't like how big those cuffs are on those sleeves.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not a fan.
See, they're baggy on her.
Yeah, I'm not a fan
so
of that.
I don't mind, the sleeve is fine, but I don't want, it just looks bulky and chunky, and it looks, she might not. Maybe she doesn't. I don't think she does. At first, I thought she had it cuffed, but I don't think she does. So, I don't know. I really don't want to rip the cuff out. I mean, rip the whole sleeve out and pick up less, because you pick up like 9 stitches on each side of the middle. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think the sleeve looks too huge?
No, I don't.
Okay. We just don't like the bulky cuff.
I don't like how long that cuff is.
Yeah. So maybe it'll be good with smaller needles, less stitches. The garter cuff will look good.
I think so.
Because I do have
I think it's worth a shot.
Yeah, I have a sweater with a garter cuff, and I like it.
Honestly, worst case scenario, you tear the garter cuff out. You're only tearing out 2 inches anyway.
Right.
And then redoing a...
Right. So that's that. But yeah, this yarn really plumps up, so it'll look nice.
Coolio.
But it'll be super warm.
All right. I don't even know what's in here. Let me just see what's in here. Oh, yeah. I'm not going to show that. I'll show that as an FO. Not that interesting. I will show you this whip. This is not very much left. I mean, not very much started. I don't know where this dog. I don't know where she thinks she's going.
There's nothing under there.
She's gonna sew. This is the. What is it that I'm knitting?
Is it another
Turtle Dove?
Oh, okay. It is?
This is Turtle Dove by Espace Tricot. I love this, so I decided to knit the exact same thing. No, Turtle Dove's a little bit different because the sleeves are like lower. It's more like a poncho-ish kind of thing. But anyway.
Yeah. I knit one. I like it.
Yeah, so I'm knitting this out of, we got this.
It's coming out really good.
Thanks.
Oh.
This I got at Joann's. Did we get this at Joann's? We went to Joann's in Newington, Connecticut. It's a nice big one. My Joann's here in Clinton is just a little sad.
Oh, I love it.
So this is Knit and Crochet Plush. It is basically all acrylic.
I tried to do something else with smaller needles and I hated it, but this is nice, bigger needles.
Yeah, so I'm knitting this on a US. So basically I did a swatch, which I don't think, oh, I do. I have in here. So I knit a swatch on, I think it was a smaller needle size. I think I went down a needle size because the pattern recommends 10.5, US 10.5. Who has US 10.5. Not me.
I do.
Well, anyway, it's a ridiculous needle size.
No, I tried knitting it on a 9 with a different pattern, and it was like torture. So that might be
So I went down to a 10 and I did a gauge swatch in which I think it was recommended 14 stitches per 4 inches, and I got 12 per 4 inches. So Sarah and I did the maths, and we decided I'm going to knit this with this 10 because we like the fabric, but I'm going to knit a smaller size. So that's what I'm doing. I'm actually knitting this small. But because of my gauge, it's going to turn out bigger.
And it's oversized anyway, so the small is not small.
Yeah, right. So I am knitting these on my new Knitter's Pride. What are they called? This just says piece, but I can't. That's not what they're called, though.
The blue.
Yeah. Meditation or something.
Yeah. I was twisting. I thought your needle was loose.
No, it's a swivel. It's a swivel cord. I showed these on my vlog. I did a little unboxing on my vlog.
I didn't show my thing. Charmed and Dangerous.
So this is my Charmed and Dangerous Sushi Narwhal stitch marker. Can you, oh, I'm sorry. I got it.
Look at her. You have tiny arms. You're short.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm short. I have a 5-foot wingspan. Excuse me.
Look. Wasabi.
So yeah, so I'm doing the increase for the sleeves or whatever, however.
Look at mine. A snowman cookie and a snowman hot cocoa. Noelle.
I know. So anyway, that being said, I have 3 sets of interchangeable needles, which is entirely too many, and I'm really sorry, and it's excessive, but
it's not excessive, but you're not using one of them.
I don't love the other 2. I don't love 2 of them. I have a Knitter's Pride Melodies of Life interchangeable, which is fine. I like them fine, but they're not my favorite, whatever. And then also I have Licca, which I love Licca needles. I'm not a fan of the cord. The cord is it no memory or too much memory? It's too springy. It's not, then it's
got memory.
It's not flexible enough. It has too much memory.
Yeah,
so
that's weird because the fixed circulars have a ton, don't they? Or no?
They're too springy. They're not flexible.
But not the fixed ones aren't like that.
I don't know. I've never knit with Licca.
Oh, okay.
Fixed. So anyway, that being said, I am trying to sell my interchangeables. I'm trying to sell the Knitter's Pride Melodies of Life, and I'm trying to sell the Licca, and they're on my Instagram, on my highlights. So if you go to my profile on my highlights, it'll have all the details of everything that they are and how much they are, and free shipping. And please message me if you're interested, because I don't need them anymore. Yeah. And they're too expensive to give away. Sorry, guys. I'm sure if I said I'm giving away a set of Licca interchangeable, I would have a gazillion subscribers who only subscribe to get free Licca needles.
That'd be a way to do it.
I'm not doing it. I'm sorry, guys. Not doing it.
Not paying for followers.
I'm not paying for followers. That's accurate. Maybe I'll give away the Knitter's Pride. I don't think so, though. I think I should just sell them. That's all for me. That's all for her. She didn't eat. She's hungry.
I'm not hangry though. I'm fine.
Well, obviously.
I had my coffee.
You'd have been able to tell if she was hangry.
And my coffee.
So we're gonna do that, and then I'm gonna set to editing this over hour long. Do you remember that time? I really miss Dairyland Knits. Did anybody ever watch Dairyland Knits? What was his name? I loved him.
What's his name? I follow him. He's got 2 different things.
I know. Anyway, we'll think of it. But he lived in... Where do you live?
Dairyland.
The one that looks like
Is that Wisconsin?
Wisconsin. Yeah.
Anyway, he's amazing.
He was amazing, and he was like some German teacher or something.
Like
and
professor.
Yes.
What's his name?
Oh my God, I loved him.
Isn't that so irritating?
Can you stop, please? We're almost done. Stop. So anyway.
Oh, when he changed it.
One time he was podcasting.
So now I can't even search because it's not a regulated thing anymore.
One time he was podcasting and he was like, let me make a note of the time so I can put, he was going to put something in at that time. And he was like, okay, 1 hour. He was writing it down. And he was like, 1 hour, something. And he's like, 1 hour. It was so funny. It was like the funniest, 1 hour. He got so freaked out.
What is his name?
I loved him.
And he changed his name, so now I can't search it.
We'll put it in. We'll find it and we'll put it in. He was the best. He was so awesome. And he was like a German professor. He was so funny.
Yeah, very fancy. Like, he was like, won this thing. He wins awards. He's fancy. He writes books.
He was very cool. He needs to come back.
He writes books with really long names.
It was Dairyland. Dairyland Knits.
What?
I think it was Wisconsin. Anyway.
And he talks about, Josh.
Josh!
He was in my stories too.
You don't watch my podcast, but I want you to come back.
Josh Brown. And he like weaves fancy things. And he's a twin.
Yes, I didn't know that. Ugh.
Josh.
I loved him.
And he like is Quaker.
Is he? He's a Quaker? I didn't know he was Quaker.
He's a doctor too.
He's a doctor, like PhD?
I'm pretty
he was
positive.
So fancy.
I'm pretty positive he's PhD.
Can you call someone who's a Quaker fancy?
He wrote like something about, and he wrote a book, and it was something like languages of Amish, Pennsylvania Dutch, Mennonite, blow your mind with craziness, and he like can do his like this is look.
I love when people say like my thesis was on. Like,
Yeah.
oh, why did I never write a thesis?
Like he's got like
Sounds
he
so
knows
dope.
these people related to him with these kind of pictures, and it's crazy in the best way that I love, and I wish we were best friends in real life.
We're just gonna pretend to be best friends. We're gonna fangirl. And I just talked about how I don't fangirl. I would fangirl
over
him. He's so cute. I would totally fangirl.
Look and
Josh.
like look at he like has.
All right, listen. This is not a Josh promotion channel.
And
we're promoting ourselves.
Embroiders this.
He embroiders. Oh my god, he's so dope.
And he is cute.
Look
I
how cute.
just want to hug him.
I do. I'm gonna hug him. And I'm not a hugger.
Yes, this is now the Josh Brown.
This is the Josh Brown fan. Welcome to the Josh Brown Fan Club podcast, where all we do is talk about Josh Brown and show you his Instagram. Oh my god! Listen, it's been real. It's been real, and we might do this again in 2 weeks. And Lizzie has been so happy to be here. She's just honored and blessed that you have.
I know it's off camera, but this is her bag.
This is how she is. Anyway, we're gonna wrap this show up. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for everyone who came back after a bajillion years. Thank you for anybody new who's found us because we put Shawlography in the title. And we hope you liked it, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
We're gonna be like Paula, and Paula's another one. This is the Paula fan club. Bye. This is what she is. Bye.
Special favorite.